So we're up to Daf Yud Zayin Amid Aleph, but let's chazariba what we did last night as a segue into tonight. Everyone should have a sheet. You have a sheet. Take a look at your sheet in front of you. We have a stira in the. You guys who don't have a sheet, you have on the computer. You have, it says the tamid over here. It's the carbon tamid, and according to the Mishnah and carbon tamid, it's only said one thing. It said the lishkas taloyim was in the northwest side, right over there, right where we have a question mark. So where it says tamid, it says taloyim, and there's a question mark over there, right? That was a steer. What was the steer to? The Mishnah Midas. Looking at the Mishnah Midas, the Mishnah there defines exactly, and we'll notice that the taloyim is in the southwest, all the way in the bottom left corner. So therefore, you have a steer between the two. We answered that this Mishnah goes according to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, because Masechta Midas goes according to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. We proved it one or two ways. One, that it was necessary to lower the eastern wall, because like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, you couldn't see through the door. The door was 20 amas high. Like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, the elevation was 20 and a half, so you couldn't see, so you had to lower the wall. The Gemara asked the question, maybe it's according to Yehuda, where the Mizbeach was blocking it. We proved Mishnah Midas, no, that the Mizbeach was in the south. And that's where we're holding, that clearly the Mishnah, now, we're going to have a teretz, guys, that in fact, that it can be that there is no stira between the Mishnayos. And I'll show you what it is. I'm going to do it on the chart, and then we'll do it inside, okay? Everyone should have a chart. It'll make things very, very, very clear. Okay. The Mishnah Midas listed exactly what was what. So on the left side, you see the taloyim was southwest, and over here, and so l'chayra, we had no choice but to say it was the machloikis what tanoyim. We're going to suggest today it's not a machloikis tanoyim at all. Okay, the havamina was that in both cases you're going to go counterclockwise. In both cases, you're going to go counterclockwise. So the Mishnah Midas, based on tefillah, that's all listed. Now, what do we know about the Mishnah in Tamid? Look in the middle. It says 1, 2, 3, and 4. It says the lishkas taloyim, the lishkas chaysamois, that was the receipts, the lishkas beis hamoikid, and the lechem hapanim. Good? Lechem hapanim. That's the middle. And so now, here was the havamina. The taloyim was on top, going counterclockwise. Then the chaysamois, which is 2. Then the beis hamoikid, which is 3. And then the lechem hapanim, which is 4. The guys on the screen, I left it blank, right? You see it? So that was the problem. The blank was here, and the lechem hapanim is down here. So you would have a stira about the lechem hapanim, the locale of the lechem hapanim. So not only would you have a problem if you go counterclockwise and say the taloyim were in two different locations, you'd have a contradiction in Mishnayos between Tamid and Midas. Where exactly was the lishkas lechem hapanim? According to Midas, it was in the southeast. According to the Tamid, it was in northeast. Correct? You see? Now, however, if we go to the bottom, go to the maskana, the last one on the bottom, guys, listen to this. If you start from the taloyim and you go clockwise, okay? If you go clockwise, so you go chesamis is 2, beis hamoikid is 3, and lechem hapanim is 4. And now you have the lechem hapanim being in the same southeast as it does in Masechta Midas. You see, I put a check by both of them, guys. See, they check off. So it's only a problem if you go counterclockwise, but if you go clockwise, it works out. Now, not only does it work out, but the lishkas taloyim, notice the way I drew it. Guys, notice the way I drew it on the bottom. I drew it a little bit off the wall, right? All the other ones were connected to the wall. That bottom one is off the wall because it really was situated in the southwest. However, if you walked in from the south, since you had a space between you and it your perception was it was on the north. So when the Tana of the Mishnah said northwest, it was coming from that perception. If you came in from the north, it appeared southwest. If you came in from the south, it appeared northwest because you had a distance between it. Good. So now, according to this opinion, there's no machlokes whatsoever. Als stimmt, and it makes sense that it should stim because we want to go ahead and make the lechem hapanim be in the southeast. The only way the lechem hapanim can be in the southeast, guys, if the taloyim is in the southwest, because you're going to count 4, 1 on the bottom, 2, 3, 4. So in order to stim it, or else you have a problem with that. So that's what the Gemara says by going ahead and having again. So now it's not a problem, guys. Notice According to the first pshat, the tamid, the upper, the taloyim was up in the northwest. According to the bottom one, go below, it's in the southwest, the same as the Mishnah and Midas on the left, and there's no steer whatsoever. Again, they probably used for different things at different times. But for example, the Avnei Mizbeach, they didn't create a lishka when they built the Beis Hamikdash for the Avnei Mizbeach. It was used for the base whatever, and they stimmed, and when the Nesel Chanukah happened, Chaim, they put it there and became known as that, but it wasn't that, Okay. So again, the Maskon again, Midas clearly is a contrarian and Yaakov. But to say there's a machloikus between the Mishnah and Tamid and Midah is lav dafka. We have a shot now that everything works out. We have the Taloyim both in the southwest, and we have the Lechem Apanim in the southeast.
Could you say that Tamid goes clockwise, that goes counterclockwise?
Correct. Very good. Okay, so now let's see it inside. Guys, you got it? Okay, let's see it inside. Is this recording? I hope so.
Yes, it's recording.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay, anyway, good. So says the Gemara. We're on Yud Zayin Amid Aleph. Yud Zayin Amid Aleph from the top. So Rav Ada Bereder of Yitzchak Amar, Hai Lishka, the Lishka of the Taloyim, Akutse Mekatse, right? It was a little off the wall. That's not exact translation. Hudaasi Mitzafin, when you come from the north, Mischazile Bedorim, it appears it's in the south. Udaasi Meidorim, which is the key, when you came from the south, since it's a little bit off the wall, Mischazile Betzafin, it appears if it was in the north. Good? And it makes sense to say that the Lishkas Taloyim is in the southwest. Why? Because you'll have a stira in the Mishnah between Lechem Apanim and Lechem Apanim if you go the exact same way. Right. You'll have the Lechem Apanim being in the northwest, northeast, and the other one being in the southeast. Ella says the Gemara, and we answer. And what's the answer? Rav Huna Brei of Yeshua, Marko Choshev Derech Yamin, which is what? Which is counterclockwise. Umarko Choshev Derech Small, which is clockwise, and everything works out. Says the Gemara, you can tell me, guys, if the Lishkas Taloyim guys is in the southwest, then if you go clockwise, it works out that it's going to be what? It's going to be in the southeast, right? Having Mataris Lechem Apanim, they're both in the southeast. If you're going to say that's Sfoinis Marabis Have, if it was in the northwest, Saif, my Rats the Lechem Apanim. You're not going to be able to shtim lechem upon him, guys. As we saw in the chart, the only way you shtim lechem upon him is by putting what the taloyim in the southwest and counting 4 the other way. We know that in Nachnami the lishna of taloyim was in the southwest. Shmamina, you have a good raya. Okay, now Fred the Gemara Vamamar Kol Pinashat the point of El Derech Yamin LeMizrach. When you went up, guys, remember you did this avoida. You went up any place you turn, you always turn to the right. So why all of a sudden now you're going clockwise is to the left? So the Gemara answers that's hani mili ba'avoida. That's only by the avoida you go there. I mean, over here it's just a cheshbon of how to count it, right? That's all. You make a cheshbon. It's not an avoida. Where was it? You're situating it on a clock, so it's nothing to do with avoida. And with this chart, I'll stimmt, guys. Good. Yeah, it saved a lot of time, and now. Look, we can do two blot tonight. Isn't that amazing? Right? Guys, you good? Okay, great. Stop chirping in the back. Says the Gemara. Okay, we said Kohen Gadol makru chelik b'rosh v'noit the chelik b'rosh, guys. The Kohen Gadol, we said he can cut the line, right? He can cut the line and cut into the mishma, and he can go ahead and he can also go and take a chelik. What does that mean? Let's see what the Gemara says. Tan Rabbanan. Kate said makriv chelik b'rosh. How is he makriv a carbon earlier? Omar says oila zeh ani makriv. I'm being makriv this oila. Mincha zu ani makriv. I'm being makriv this mincha, and he could do it. Kate said noitel chelik b'rosh. What's an example of taking chelik b'rosh? Oimer chata zu ani oichel. I'm going to eat this chatash. Hashem zeh ani oichel, and I'm going to eat what this. I'm going to eat this Hashem. And on Shvuos coming up, we have the Shtei Lechem. He takes one, and arba oy chamisha mimaisa lechem apanim. 4 or 5 for mimaisa lechem apanim. Okay, let's just right now, Kedarki. Let's speak out a little bit. Go over what the lechem apanim was. Lechem apanim was baked erev Shabbos. There were 12 loaves. It was put on the mizbeach on Shabbos. The mishma, and then it was divided up. It was divided up between the mishma going in and the mishma going out, because they switched on Shabbos. Good. So now there's a machloikis in the Gemara in Sukkah. How did the division go? How was the division? Was the division 6 and 6, or was the division 7 and 5? It seems the mishma that was going out or coming in, they would going out. I guess they would close the doors, and they got the schar for closing the doors. So it's a machlokes with the 6, 6, 7, 5. So now the kohen gadol is going to take mechza. Now mechza means it should take 6, but we're going to see it doesn't mean really half. It means close to a half. So which is 5. And the Gemara is going to come with a cheshbon. So how come sometimes it's 4 and sometimes it's 5? So that's the opinion. So lechem shtei lechem is 2, and lechem apanim sometimes 4, sometimes 5. That's the Tanakama. Rabbi Yomi Yoma, he always takes 5. He always takes 5. Shenema, we have a pasuk. V'hoisa, it says regarding the lechem apanim. V'hoisa la'aron u'lebanov, mechza la'aron, the mechza la'banov. It says, and it should be to Aaron and his sons. Mechza, half of the lechem apanim should go to Aaron, u'mechza la'banov, and half should go to his what? To his sons. Fred the Gemara Hagufa Kasha. Then innately it's shver. Let's go over it. Noitel chala achas mishtei chalois. When you take one of 2, that means you're getting half, correct? Money, who is that? That's Rabbi. That's Rabbi, yeah? With the Omar Palga Shakal, he takes half, right? Ema Mitziyasa, what was the second case? Arba or Chamesh, 4 or 5. Mi Maisalech Mapanim, either 4 or 5. Asan Rabbanan, because that is 4 is definitely not what? Half. 4 is definitely not half. Who says the Amiloi Shakal Palga? You don't take half. Look at the Taisus Yeshanim. There's only one Taisus Yeshanim on the page. The Amiloi Shakal Palga. You have a pasuk that says Umechza Aaron Lebanov Lav Dafka Sheyitel Keneged Kulam Elakarav Lemechza. In other words, it wouldn't be right for him to take 6 and 6, but it's close enough 5 that what he's taking, right? That's, and understand, it's very important. Taisus Yeshanim. Even though the pasuk says you divide between Aru and Banov, it's not a full 50-50 split. It's 60-40. You're going to take 5 and they're going to get, okay, they're going to get 7. Proportionally, he's getting more, of course. So, but again, but I mean, it says 4 or 5. Clearly, that's not half. Half will be 5. It's the 4. That's the problem, right? Asan l'Rabbanan, the Amiloi Shakal Palga. Ema Seifa, Rebbe says, La'olam Chamesh. So Reisha v'Seifa Rebbe Mitziyasa Rabbanan. Again, our always problem, we want in syntax, we always want it to be the same. So you have 3 statements, guys. The first statement's 1 out of 2 clearly is what? Is Rebbe. Why? What does Rebbe hold? Half. The last statement, 5, clearly is Rebbe. Good. 5 is the half. The middle statement, 4 or 5. 4, once you said 4, that's not half. So you have Rebbe, Rabban, and Rebbe. Guys, right? Got a problem. Rebbe, Rabban, and Rebbe. It doesn't work out. And for the Gemara, Amar Abaya, Reisha Mitziyasa Rabbanan. The Reisha Mitziyasa is also Rabbanan. The Reisha says 1 out of 2 is his half. No. Umayd Rabbanan, the Prusa, the Lavurcha Arul Mesa. To go ahead and give a Prusa, to break and give, that's not. In other words, you're getting a Shalom. So that he gets 1 out of 2, it's not Pashad, he's getting half. It wouldn't be Bakavadik to give him a broken piece of challah, 1.5, and you give him a half. So therefore, he's getting a full, not us the chelik of a half, but not to get a prusa. So it comes out the Reisha is Rabbanan and the safe is Rabbanan. And Rebbe says 5. Rebbe argues on him who says 5, so it's not a problem. Everything's good. Now, the base of the Kohen Gadol.